James Lennis. This wine is next. Hawk and Horse. This is Red Hills Lake County Petite Sirah. This is a 2015 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about this wine. So Petite Sirah, I wouldn't say challenges me, but I'm always tasting so many Petite Sirah that I would say, in fact, that many of them are so linear that they taste almost like every other producer. And I think there's a stylization that's been going on in terms of how people want to enjoy their Petite Sirah. And Petite Sirah historically has been an important grape to California, and it's been something that you see often as a blender, but also on its own 100%. I think people have come accustomed to enjoying our really highly alcoholic, perhaps really highly extracted fruit, and something that's going to be much more of like I would even say like this black cherry, almost tamarind quality. So this notation between that absolute black cherry confit down to the point of savory notation, that there's almost no variation in between those notes. But this wine I think is different. That's why I'm doing this review, because I think it's a really fantastic producer and something that I enjoy tasting Hawk and Horse wines. And it's a Demeter certified producer. I'll put a map right here so you can see where Hawk and Horse is in Lake County, in the Red Hills, in the volcanic soil, and a very pristine site, and something that I think is really fantastic in terms of all the wines that are coming from this producer. I've been tasting their wines, I want to say, for about a generation. So it's something I look forward to tasting every single year that I can taste Hawk and Horse wines. So let me show you the label. The eponymous Hawk and Horse are truly found on the site itself, as well as other livestock such as the Scottish Highland cattle, which are absolutely beautiful. So this is a 2015 vintage wine. And so back label for you to look at here. So I'm doing a point of difference Petite Sirah, which in my view, there are very few that are point of difference. Point of difference simply that they're different from each other. And there's that uniqueness path. So 13.9% ABV is pretty rare in Petite Sirah parlance, so to speak. And that's something where I think that dialed down even by, because a lot of Petite Sirah can be in the late 14s, and I've tasted some in the 15s. When it gets in the 15s, it's something that's a little too intense for me. So the late 14s would produce, I think, a very markedly different wine than this wine here. So I think it's a little more vividness and character that I get from this wine than I would be getting this if it were not a 13.9% ABV wine. Even looking at the coloration, yes, it's super dark. This is a dark violet coloration, some vitreous quality around the rim of the wine itself, or around the edges of the wine itself. So it's something that's telling me about extraction point. So I don't know the extraction in terms of maceration days of. I'm guessing it's maybe in the 20 day range. Maybe it's less, maybe it's more. I'm not going to test that, but it's just something that tells me that this has a little less maceration. And so the coloration is slightly a lighter coloration than some Petite Sirah. Now this is still definitively Petite Sirah. On the nose here, notes of blackberry notes, autumnal forest, thyme, and violet notes. Nicely done. Next, the palate characterization. So this has blackberry notes, savory quality to this wine, a bit of bay leaf, and a very minute amount of chocolate notation, dark chocolate notation. 94 points out of 100 points. And I'll put more information on the producer down below. I believe this is a $65 price point, but definitely confirm with the producer if you want to purchase directly through them. And please list your questions and comments down below, and that's where the like button is, as well as the subscribe button. So please hit that button to see the latest videos that I'm producing. Thank you for watching. In between video shoots, let's have a connection. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. You'll also find me on my podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you for watching today. Stay tuned for more. Santé.